So we are on a 20 match unbeaten run with United, and today we have got both the FA Cup quarter-final against Spurs and we continue our journey in the Europa League. Welcome back to our rebuild, or welcome if you are new to the series and here for the first time. We are in our first season of a 5-season rebuild with Manchester United, and as you can see, the results at the moment are spectacular. Since the last episode, we've just had the 3 matches, one against Leeds and one against Brighton in the Premier League. And then we've had a FA Cup 5th round, which we won against Nottingham Forest, setting up today's quarter-final against Spurs. In the league, that does put us 4 points behind Manchester City, at least on paper. Of course, as we can see, they do have the match in hand, so we're probably not going to catch them. But we're also miles clear of Arsenal, who are down in 3rd, and Liverpool, who are down in 4th. So I think, unless something goes drastically wrong, we're at least getting top 4 Champions League this season, back where we belong, not on the Europa League Thursday night TV. But for now, we're going to have a look at a different competition, and that is, of course, the FA Cup. It'd be lovely to win another trophy this season. Let's see if we can get one step closer to doing that. So our lineup today for that match against Spurs is going to be Donnarumma in goal, Telles, Upamecano, Varane, Dalot as our back 4, Tonali, Ward-Prowse and Tielemans in midfield. We then got Musiala, Sancho and Lewandowski as our front 3. As we can see before we go into that, Luke Thomas, who is normally our first choice left back, is suspended. Bruno Fernandes is suspended as well, and Diogo Costa is injured. Not that he was likely to be starting in front of Donnarumma, but he can't even be on the bench today. De Gea is still in a little bit of a strop that he didn't get a move in the January transfer window. Doesn't quite understand the fact that, of course, no one made a bid for him, apart from a couple of MLS teams that wanted him on loan with an obligatory future fee, which wasn't something that I felt either us as a club or De Gea should be especially interested in. I think if you're playing for United and you're going, I've achieved everything, and at your point in your career like De Gea, you're going, let's go to the MLS and I assume get a big payday and retire, you're doing something wrong. I don't think De Gea at any time in real life soon is about to, go off to the MLS, disappear into the wilderness. At least I wouldn't think so. I'd assume not. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comments below. This may be breaking news. Maybe De Gea is actually off to the MLS and we just don't know it yet. Stranger stuff could happen in this transfer window, I guess. That was a very, very dull first half. We're 3 and a bit minutes into the episode, and currently there's been one highlight, and that was a corner from Spurs. Not a huge amount going on. Definitely not our dominant selves today. That 20 match unbeaten streak, I hope I haven't jinxed that by mentioning it. Telles with a big ball into the box there, but it is cleared pretty easily by Spurs. Back towards the box by Tonali now. Varane over to Sancho, back to Tonali, and we'll try and get this into the box. We're working it nicely so far. Sancho in front of Lewandowski, and that man, once again, 17th goal of the season. Let's remember as well, he did not join us until January. He has been bagging in bags and bags of goals. I don't think all 17 of those are actually for us. I think a couple of those might have been for Bayern Munich, and FM counts it as overall goals in the season rather than goals for Manchester United necessarily. But that aside, he has been an amazing signing, and I said this when we signed him. He is the difference maker between us struggling a bit this season, having an okay season, and us winning a couple of trophies and having a great season, because he really is that good a striker. And to pick him up for the money we did was absolutely fantastic. Ball nodded on there. I assume Hugo Lloris is going to get there, but it's actually Whiteman in goal for Spurs, so not their first choice goalkeeper. Either he's injured or Spurs have just decided they don't even want to attempt to win this trophy. That's entirely possible. Ward-Prowse there coming through to get that ball before it could go any further. It's back into Lewandowski, almost getting his 2nd goal there. I am looking down at the field here and seeing a few tired legs again though. We probably need to make a couple of changes here. Where do we make them? I would say let's start with midfield. Let's get McTominay on. We'll move that around so Tonali can go there, McTominay can go there. McTominay's been absolutely fine. If actually, he's probably on both rating, performance, and just overall dynamics with the two in front of him, been better in the defensive midfielder slot than Tonali has. So Tonali needs to have a word for himself and keep an eye, because otherwise McTominay is going to become the first choice there in that defensive midfielder slot, which isn't necessarily something we would have thought would be happening at the start of the season. But we got to base this on performance at the end of the day. If McTominay is the man coming in and, you know, performing well, then I'm more than happy to play McTominay. Not a problem at all. We are 1-0 up, as we can see. 80 minutes on the clock, though. Spurs are still in this. We could yet see a late gas goal. Or this might just be a really, really boring match, which does happen occasionally when you're calling YouTube. The matches you go, these are quite important, like this one. Turned out to be a bit of a snooze fest. Not a lot has actually happened in this match, to be honest. That's interesting. Borussia Dortmund boss seen at Old Trafford. Who are you scouting? Emerson Royale. Okay, so you're not actually scouting anyone on my team. Apparently Lewandowski, Ward-Prowse and Varane all need a bit of a rest, which is great, but every time I've spoken to any of them when it said they needed a rest, they've basically politely told me to go away and bugger off. So I don't think I'm going to be able to rest them. Ignoring all of that, we're through to the semi-final of the FA Cup, which is going to be against someone unknown currently. Hopefully we'll know that by the next match on the episode. We are going to play Aston Villa off screen. I'm going to come back for the first leg of the Europa League quarter-final against Sporting. I don't anticipate us struggling in this one, but we'll see. So after a 4-0 battering of Aston Villa, we're now back with our match in the Europa League. A few things have gone on, namely I've got an unregistered player on my substitutes bench, but we'll ignore that for a second. The main big thing that's happened is Luke Thomas got his England debut. Yay! The bad thing is he's now injured for 2 months. Literally on his England debut against Israel in a 6-0 win, he got injured, and yeah. That leaves us with just Alex Telles, who is our recognised left back. We've obviously got Dalot, who can play there, and we've got Brandon Williams. Now, Brandon Williams isn't registered for Europa League because we could only register 4 new players, and 3 of those were Lewandowski, Rodrigo, and Diogo Costa. Hence, not being able to put him on. This is making our life very, very difficult here because we've got players injured. We've got players tired. We don't have a lot in the way of filling the sub bench, really. This is the team we are going to go with today, though. It's Donnarumma in goal. Telles, Upamecano, Varane and Aarons is our back 4. McTominay, Fernandes and Tonali in midfield. Ronaldo, Kluivert and Lewandowski is our front 3. This team should have more than enough quality to get it done in the Europa League. This is, of course, the first leg. If something really weird happens here, like we draw or we get thumped, then of course we can see the second leg on the channel in the next episode. But realistically, I'm thinking hopefully that the first leg will be enough to get the job done, and we won't need to worry about the second leg. We can just assume that we've got through. If something spectacular happens in the second leg, I can start recording halfway through a match, and it'll be a really bizarre start to an episode, but it'll be exciting. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully we just get through here nice and calmly. We make our way to another trophy, hopefully. If we do get past Sporting, then it was either PSG or someone else that we'd get in the semi-final. So we do potentially set up a semi-final against PSG, who it's still a bit bizarre that they're in Europa League. I can only assume they had a really hard group in the Champions League, or they just rested players, or they collapsed. I don't really know what happened. It's a little bit strange to think of them not in the latter stages of the Champions League. But that aside, I say that like Manchester United aren't competing in the Europa League from the get-go. Realistically, should be a top 4 team. Didn't manage it this season. So, hey-ho. Ronaldo here on the ball. McTominay, just gloss over that. Kluivert in on goal. It does look like it's going to go back to VAR because, of course, we have not yet today had an appearance of Philip, the little man who lives in the referee's ear, but he is going to make his first appearance for today's episode. He is going to award that goal as well for Justin Kluivert, and that is 1-0 to Manchester United. It's a really, really good start inside quarter of an hour for us. Great run through on goal there. Left-footed volley, apparently. And it's first time and in the back of the net. And it's just, you know, normal service. Are we going to now... Why are you showing this again? Just to tell me he's onside. We've done a VAR check. We know he's onside. Otherwise, the goal wouldn't have stood. We don't really need to see that again. I should really turn that off because I can do that. It's just one of those things I like seeing when it's disallowed. I just don't necessarily need to know when it is allowed. Never mind. Ramble over. Sporting here. Obviously on the ball, on the attack, trying to get into our box. Can we block them out here? You'd hope so, but instead we've let them go through on goal. It's a good save, good hands there from Donnarumma to keep hold of the ball and save us from conceding and going back to a 1-1 deadlock score. And that was a really bizarre start to a highlight there, which kind of clipped a little bit, but it's just, yeah, we've decided to just lump the ball forward. Oh, that was almost a very interesting goal. As it turned out, Lewandowski would have been offside anyway, so never mind. We have got to half-time, 1-0 up against Sporting. It's not quite as dominant as I would have liked, but we are leading, and that's kind of all we need, really. We just need to lead this one. We're away from home at the moment. If we can take a lead back to Old Trafford, we should be getting through very, very comfortably. Ronaldo here into Tonali, both on a yellow card. Tonali from range. It's not come off on this occasion. It was a really good attempt. It was a good idea. Not quite got the execution on the end of it on that occasion. Never mind, we are still leading. Most of the highlights are for us. Our possession stats, though, are absolutely horrible. If the board ever come to me and go, we would like to play possession football, I'm going to have to dramatically change this tactic because it is not built for possession football, clearly. It's winning. So hopefully they never come to us and go, we'd like possession football, because we're now on a, what, 22 match winning streak at this point in all competitions. I think that's probably good enough to not worry too much about the possession. Ronaldo now through and goal to Lewandowski. Ronaldo not taking a shot himself there, choosing to square that one for a tap-in to Lewandowski. Apparently, though, Ronaldo might have been offside in the build-up. Goals awarded again, though, and we are 2-0 up. Both goals having to go for a VAR check. On both occasions, we've been onside there. Ronaldo, as I said, squaring that one to Lewandowski for Lewandowski to have the glory. I would expect Cristiano Ronaldo to shoot from that range, but not on this occasion. We'll take it. It's another goal. It's another goal for Lewandowski as well, which is very, very nice. Sandro Tonali's looking a bit tired. We'll bring on Tjelsman in that case. Lewandowski's not exactly looking great either, so Dybala can come on for him. Two fairly early substitutions on the 60th minute. We'll have one remaining though, so we can just rest another set of tired legs when we hit about the 75th, 80th minute or so. Kluivert's probably one of them. Fernandes is maybe another one. McTominay. Everyone's looking pretty tired all in all. Who do we bring on in that case? I mean, Kluivert, we probably don't need to worry about. Cristiano Ronaldo, we could bring you on. We'll bring Musiala on that side. Just keep Ronaldo fit. It's probably a good idea. I probably should be playing him as an inside forward really as well. Although playing him as an inverted winger on this occasion meant that he made the assist for Lewandowski. So maybe that's the better idea. Not sure. Either way, we've done our job today. We are going to get a 2-0 win against Sporting. We'll take them back to Old Trafford now. Shouldn't be too much of a hardship for us. PSG and Olympiacos, that was the other quarter-final. We will get the winners out of that. As we can see, PSG winning 2-0 in the first leg at the moment. Then got San Sebastian, Lazio, Arsenal and AC Milan. The other teams still in this that we could face in a potential final, which would mean overcoming, though, PSG by the looks of it. That might be a little bit more of a difficult task. Looking forward then, we've got the match against Spurs again in the Premier League this time. We've got the second leg against Sporting. We will be back fairly soon because we've got Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final, and that is one that is worthy of seeing on the channel. We'll probably then have a look at the Chelsea game as well, maybe we'll just do those two, and then our last game maybe Man City and Liverpool at the end of the season, and then that will be the season wrapped up. Not much longer to go now. We can see that Man City have still got that game in hand, but there's now only a 2-point gap at the top. We are still chasing them and we are still pushing. Things could change in the last 9-10 games, depending which team you are. So definitely worth a watch. If you have enjoyed today's episode, of course, and seeing us win another couple of games on our way to hopefully a couple of trophies, then please do drop a like down below on the video. If you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well and join. It would be very, very much appreciated as we try and hit our 2,000 subscriber goal as quickly as possible. Until next time, though, guys, thank you very much for watching today. Check out the video, it is on the screen now. I will see you over on the next episode where hopefully we can get to the FA Cup final. See you there. Bye bye.